Back, everybody, to game number 1 of our final match of day 2. We are almost through the group stages. We personally only have 3 more series to cast. This will be the first of those 3, but the last for today's action. The International 2 group qualifier, or group, I keep on saying that, group stage is coming your way. I am LD, my partner in crime. He is Luminous. That's your stream that you're watching. We've been so happy to bring you guys all these games. We've had some great games. We've had some ups and downs for all the teams. Orange Esports on the Radiant, or sorry, on the Dire, Complexity on the Radiant. Orange has had a bit of a better run in this tournament. Both these teams definitely capable of taking this match. Lumi, we saw Orange earlier today. It was Mushi, it was Yamateh, and xtinct on his jungling heroes, which were absolutely outstanding. And already we see a Chen ban. Not even going to wait. They're just going to start off with the Chen. Don't be surprised at all if the Enchantress follows shortly thereafter.
Yeah, using 2 ban here for just junglers. It's not something that we don't see too often, but it's definitely uncommon because a lot of really powerful hero like Darkseer, Invoker's banned here, but Darkseer, Prophet, those are the heroes going to be slipping through. But Complexity, they have the first pick, so if they want to ban a little bit aggressively for junglers, it's not actually a pretty good strategy. So let's see where Complexity Gaming is going to be taking us. fluffnstuff and his squad. I mean, to be honest, they came out of nowhere. Wow, I can't just... Normally I can't speak. Today is just, I don't know what's happening. Complexity and his squad, they kind of came out of nowhere. And to be honest, they surprised everybody how well they did. They were red hot walking into this tournament, but a little bit lackluster for performance so far in the group stages.
Yeah, actually looking at the groups right now, Complexity 5-5 in the middle of the pack. Orange a little bit ahead, sitting 6-4. The top dogs by far are IG at 10-1, looking absolutely enormous. The one of the 2 Chinese teams that are firmly perched atop the groups, the other being LGD, who went undefeated on the first 2 days. Pretty impressive stuff from them. But both of these teams definitely in contention for that top seed. And actually, if you look at Group D, the standings as a whole, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that could heavily contend for those top 3 spots. IG has locked it up more or less. But there are 5 teams fighting for 3 spots. Everybody else will be dropping down into the lower brackets. Nobody gets knocked out coming out of the group stages, but if you're starting in the lower bracket, that means you have to fight your way through best out of ones all the way, and if you lose one of those best out of ones, you're out of the tournament. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of stress for these teams. So I think it's time, if you have pocket strats, and especially if you're Complexity, who's a bit behind, at least 1 game behind Orange, to start revealing, doing whatever it takes to rack up some wins.
Definitely. Come Friday, when you dress for the big games, it might just be that 1 match that you play, and you're basically going to be sitting on the sideline if you lose. It's a lot of pressure, but if starting a draft like this, you pick up a Rubik, that's not too bad. I mean, we know this hero has a high win rate, we know what he's capable of, and definitely Complexity has a player to make this hero work. Also, he's versatile. You can put him in the mid lane, you can put him as support, and to be honest, he's been effective. We've seen X just dominate him as a support. We see xtinct play him solo and do quite well, so it really comes down, well, I think xtinct plays support. We've seen other teams play him as solo and did well as well. It really comes down to versatility, and he just fits everything.
For Orange, though, there's so many heroes they can pick up. Yamateh's Leshrac, the Queen of Pain for Mushi. Templar Assassin is always something to be worried about. We saw respect bans being given towards that earlier today. I really think Orange still have a wide open board, and xtinct slips through. His jungler, it might not be the Chen that he loves, but Enchantress is even more aggressive, and I think xtinct is one of the more aggressive junglers. We didn't see as much of it in the last series, but he definitely can be. And it fits Orange's playstyle as well. They pick up a Venomancer for the support. Can be very aggressive, pretty versatile support here as far as it goes, but no lockdown, not as much potential to make huge plays as Rubik. What does Complexity do next? What is TC going to be playing this game? Lone Druid's in the pool, Tiny's in the pool. If you want Tiny, you don't really need to take him now, but Lone Druid might be a hero, as well as Morphling for that matter. That's another hero that Orange have played. There's just so much right now. Well, you really can't ban it all.
I think generally you want to pick up a TIE Hunter very early. Hannah Montana's been playing that hero. It feels like it's his hero. He owns the hero. I always see him play. It's going to be a Lone Druid like we predicted. We'll see what the supporting cast is. Now, we were talking about the difference between Enchantress and Chen. I just want to give a quick look back to xtinct's play. Remember back in that game that we casted just this morning, we were saying that he's not doing too much because he's farming for that level 7, he's farming for the level 6. As a Chen, you have the option to sit in jungle and farm for level, and that's fine. As an Enchantress, that's a little bit frowned upon because you are expected to grab those creeps and go gank early. And getting the ultimate, sure, some nice DPS, but it's not tide changing like a Hand of God. So it does kind of limit what Orange wants to do. It only limits you to be aggressive. But to be honest, sometimes you just want to be aggressive anyway. So, you know, that's kind of the big Chen and Enchantress difference. Perhaps Complexity want the Orange Squad to be coming at them straight in the face. Maybe they have something planned.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they do. They get Leshrac, Lone Druid, Rubik, a little bit of everything here. Some good anti-push if you want it, some good push of their own. A hero that can get very fat is the Leshrac. Will it be a farmer, will it be a support? For Rubik and Leshrac, you just never know. But they get TC's Lone Druid, they lock it up here. Orange really keeping their options open, like you mentioned. I wonder what they're going to go for. Are they going to try something a little different? They're really lacking in terms of stuns, and that we've seen Impetus can do a lot versus the Lone Druid Bear, but that's only if you get big. We saw that in the last series with DK picking up Enchantress. I'm not sure what they're going to go for, and that seems like they're not sure either. They are contemplating this one, starting to eat a little bit. There you go. It's a tanker.
I'm never happy to see this hero.
You're not? I'm always happy.
I mean,
I'm always happy.
Okay, let me take that back. Remember the way that DK played the Tinker yesterday and they pushed with it? They basically used that marching machine as like a mobile minefield, and they were pressing and pushing. That's fun to see. Using it as an offensive hero, making sure that they could never defend their tower. That's great. But sitting behind Plague Ward, sitting behind layers and layers of marching machine, that's a little bit that's a little bit rough.
Yeah, I believe it will be Mushi playing this. I guess it could be Yamateh, but I think it's Mushi who plays it. And I mean, Mushi's a pretty aggressive player, so don't be surprised if it's more of a Dendy-style tinker. Maybe not quite as aggressive as Dendy, but, you know, going for the big kills. I think they have so much offense, Enchantress and Venomancer, and I feel like they don't scale that well into the mid-game, so I don't really know if they want to adopt that bunker mentality.
I don't think they will.
I don't think Morphling, they could. They could try for something like that.
Right.
Morphling gets the ban. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Now,
That's really good. That might determine who's playing what as well, is if they go for another hard carry.
Right, it depends. If Green and Pain, for example, is picked up, then we really will be clearly seeing, you know, who is playing what. Now, really, I love the fact that Fluff picked up Lone Druid early and just spans out the Morphling. Anti-Mage, Brewmother, Queen and Pain, these heroes are pretty good, but Lone Druid has a good hand on them. That Entangle will pretty much shut down all those heroes I listed. So for the most part, I think they ban the Morphling and they start looking towards supporting cast, or maybe Initiator of some sort. Beastmaster is getting a lot of play here. I wonder if Complexity is going to be playing that one. That's another one of Hannah Montana's here. If he's not playing a tie, he's on the Beastmaster. We'll see if they're going to run it on the Radiant side. It's a little bit awkward. Ancient stacks are not as easy. Speaking of Ancient stack, you know that a lot of attention has to be paid on it because Tinker's going to try his best to either stack himself or get his teammate to stack for him.
Yeah, you have an Enchantress. She's one of the she's a lot better than even Chen, I would say, to stack them because you can control multiple creeps even from level 1. Send one creep to stack, another to jungle with you, or provide some opportunities to gank. And that's, you know, that's why we often see Tinker paired up with some kind of jungler because they can do the heavy lifting for him, and he doesn't have to worry about going into the Ancients. He doesn't have to waste his time stacking. AM gets banned, really showing a lot of respect towards Mushi, and I mean, whenever you play Orange, you definitely have to do it.
I thought Complexity had the hero matchup favored, so they would not ban him. But yeah, completely you're right. The respect that's showing towards Mushi, perhaps Burning-esque in a sense, the way that he farms, the way that he helps his team, and a lot more aggressive than a lot of other anti-mage players. But for now, he's out of the pool, and we're looking at the last ban here for Orange. What will they look towards? So I think right now Complexity lacking in that long lane. That hero that Hannah plays, as well as a support. Both Leshrac and Rubik can be played as a support, though I imagine one of them will not be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could even see both of them being played as support, but just getting a lot of farm. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see it. Normally when Complexity run the Lone Druid, they don't really throw it in the off lane. In fact, nobody's doing much of that. It's normally just the Lone Druid in the safe lane getting maximum farm. And if that's the case, it'll be TC playing that. He'll probably have someone in the lane, at least early on, to zone out. For Orange, my big question right now is, what are they going to do for that off lane? Are they going to run an offensive tri-lane? Out of all the teams in this tournament, I think they are one of the teams with the highest probability of doing so from game to game. If they want to do it, they have the best jungler to do it, Enchantress. Venomancer probably the best support to do it. Gale is so powerful at setting up kills. If they get something like a CK, I could see this lane being real miserable for Lone Druid. The creeps to take the tower, the dive potential, and it fits with their playstyle, the aggression option there. Tidehunter is the pick for Complexity. If Hannah Montana gets his early level 6 and Orange is playing aggressively, they're diving towers, they could definitely punish that. but will Hannah Montana have a decent lane? It remains to be seen. It really depends on what Orange do with the rest of their picks.
Yeah, also, again, even if Hannah gets a decent lane, this entire lineup, it feels very clunky. You know what I'm saying? There's no big, 4-staff buyers. I guess Leshrac can get one, Rubik can get one, although I don't know how much farm they're going to get. It's just slow. I guess Ty could get a Blink, but something that you just don't expect. It's not a mobile Sanking. It's not a Quap. So Complexity going to be moving around as a ball of unit, and you predicted Chaos Knight, Veno, CK, and Enchantress in the same lane. That's a scary lane to even think about, and wherever they throw that lane, the opposition Complexity is going to have a tough time.
Seriously, it's so strong. Now, it does. If they do run the offensive tri-lane, they have to have a good start. CK, momentum-based, doesn't flash farm well. Venomancer can catch up to some degree, but I do feel if they decide to run it that way, there's a lot of pressure on them to perform early. What will Complexity do with this last pick? They have Hannah Montana's Tidehunter. Most likely will be the off lane. They have the safe lane farmer. Maybe it'll be a Rubik solo mid and then a Leshrac. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure.
Enigma's in the pool. That gives you a jungler. Fluffnstuff, I think he's picking for some hero right now. It's going to be a Beastmaster. Now that opened things up, it could be a Beastmaster on the long lane. And Tidehunter's a support. It could be a Beastmaster coming out of jungle. We've seen Puppy play that yesterday for Dendi. There's quite a bit of options here. It still leaves things open. And if you want to go all the way back, you could be a Lone Druid jungle as well, although there's probably no chance of that happening. So it leaves something in the air. But for now, we are on back to Orange, and they're running out of time.
They definitely are. They need a solo. It seems like they want to run a tri-lane. They could run a dual lane mid, Venomancer, CK. No, actually, they couldn't do that. What am I talking about? Panda's going to be the pick. Panda, they could run this solo mid. That might be a decent option. Put Tinker in the safe lane. I'm not sure who's going to go mid for Complexity. Lone Druid could really give Brewmaster trouble, but aside from that, I think we'll have an okay time. So I would not be surprised at all if it's a tri-lane Brewmaster, a solo Brewmaster, solo Tinker, and then a tri-lane CK.
And here we go, jeyo selects a Rubik, so that kind of says it is going to be solo mid, as he does play solo mid for Complexity. TC's going to be playing the Lone Druid, and the rest of the team is perhaps debating, perhaps waiting to select their heroes. And it's kind of hard to say without seeing the laning. Any big favorites for coming out of this draft? Anybody?
It's going to be yamateh on the Tinker. That always gets me going.
So you're liking Orange's lineup a little bit more here, or are you feeling on Complexity's camp?
Well, I think Complexity just had more ways to win the game. I think Orange this is a lineup that needs to be pretty aggressive early. I don't think they can just turtle it up without having some map control and a lead. I think if they have to sit back, if Complexity get the edge, they can farm all over the map. They have a lot of heroes that scale with items, and they just have more reliable lockdown. Even though there's a Panda, I'm going to say Complexity have the significantly better team fight because of the Rubik, the Beastmaster, the Tidehunter, and then you throw the Lone Druid and the Leshrac, who are no slouches in team fight as well. I like Complexity's lineup seems a bit safer, but Orange's lineup I think has more explosive potential. Let's introduce the players. It's going to be Ice on the Venomancer, xtinct on the Enchantress, Winter on the Brewmaster. Mushi will be playing the Chaos Knight, yamateh on that Tinker, not saving any gold, going for a lot of stats early, and it's a big wraparound. Time for a 5v5 clash. Oh boy. Fluffnstuff in the front line. There's your slow, but everybody's lurking. The backstab, the wraparound. Who's gonna die first? They focus the Tide. That is not what you want to focus. They want TC. Will they get him? Telekinesis on multiple heroes. 3, 4 heroes stunned, locked in place. Who is gonna fall first? Is anybody gonna fall? Nobody's even dying yet. Oh, Winter will be the first blood. They're out of mana on Fluff. Will they continue the chase? yamateh getting blocked by Ice. yamateh getting blocked by Ice. There's a Gale on 3. That'll end the fight. But first blood, it goes the way of Complexity. Oh man, a big fight for them.
Wow, man, that fight, it's so chaotic. Nobody was focus firing. TC was basically running through the middle of team fight like he didn't belong there. Somebody's going to pick up a haste rune as well. Big win here for Complexity. Hannah's going to pick that one up. I think he's going to journey all the way up on the top lane. And how big is that first blood for Complexity? Nobody really gained the EXP, but somebody gained the gold, and that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's the gold, and it's going towards Fluff on that Tidehunter. That means early boots for him. It means if there's any warding attempt. The other thing about that fight is Orange probably wanted to put down some wards, but they're not able to do so. And the offensive tri-lane they were planning on running, it's done. They can't get the wards down, which means they can't run the tri-lane. And it's also a defensive tri-lane from Complexity, but a very scary one. Just Leshrac and Tide alone is pretty fearsome. You throw the lone druid on top of that. You're looking at some very easy kills. I don't know what plan B is for Orange. They have nobody who can solo this lane. Maybe Venomancer with Plague Ward.
Plan B is Genki up top here. Hannah a little bit out of position. The clap to start it off, and here we go. The net soon to follow. The right click. How is Enchant cooling down? 15 seconds. The right click should be able to do it. Hannah's going to give up the kill here. Enchantress picks that one up. That perhaps is plan B. If you can't get the aggression on the bot tri lane, you get it up on top against Hannah, and Hannah perhaps a little bit out of position, pays for the heavy price.
Yeah, mid lane as well could be easily ganked. Jeyo, he has telekinesis, can be a decent defensive ability, but normally it's not going to be enough if there are 2-3 heroes down there. And I think for Xtinct, keep the pressure up. His jungle is always so effective, and we're seeing it here, continues to be so. Getting a kill for his team, they get on the board early. Yamateh, laser rockets at 1-2. The telling point will be at level 3. Does he opt for a point in March? Does he go for more points in laser and rockets? If you want to be aggressive, laser rockets allows you to be more aggressive than anything else, but is that what he wants to do? I mean, we're going to see. It's not clear yet, but I think either option is viable this game. It's just if he goes for laser rockets, he's got to have a good start. If he dies, if he falls behind, there's no ancient farming for him. There's really no catching up.
Yep. TC leading the chart in terms of CS, and his partner in crime, Jeyo, on the mid lane, falling through. Yamateh's build, it is going to be rocket, although that still doesn't mean too much, because you could go for your Marcher machine at, 4, 5, and 6 if you want to do so. Generally, if you're going for the laser rocket build, you actually do level up the laser against the solo lane. So it's a little bit questionable.
It's still unclear.
Yeah.
It's still unclear. On the bottom lane, Mushi taking some harassment. They're actually pushing the lane into the tower. Split Earth on Mushi. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. There's no entangle just yet, so actually he will be fine. There was no fluff there. Fluff was pulling. If the fluff was there, I think that is a kill. Jeyo, bottle already picked up. True to his Pinoy roots, he is going to be bottle, not crowing, bottle chickening. Top lane though, DD picked him on Xtinct. Is this really going to be another kill for him? It is. Hannah Montana will take a fall. One more auto attack, down he goes. How good has his jungle been today? Good lord, every time he ganks, it's a kill. Every time he needs the micro, he does so impeccably. Xtinct easily having the biggest impact in the early game.
Yeah, man, it's not just getting the EXP in jungle, he's checking for the rune at the appropriate times, finds a DD, and makes good use of it by getting a kill on top. And of course, that also means if you're Jeyo, you gotta be somewhat scared because you know a smoke gank might be coming your way. You constantly gotta keep your HP high, and if you're playing a little bit too defensively, Tinker's gonna have his way when it comes down to CSing. You can see that Orange Ice is kind of chilling up here. He's trying to stack the Ancients, which is going to be somewhat important, and somewhat telling about Yamateh's build. Oh, nice jukes here, nice dodge, and that was big because the harass kind of came from high ground to low ground. I don't think he would have died either way, but saving himself a couple points of damage.
So it is going to be March for Yamateh. He takes a point in it. Yeah, March is pretty good, even if you don't have to max it. It's still fairly effective with only a few points. So, I mean, we've seen this from Bulba in the past. He'll get a few points in every ability, and then she'll choose a couple to max eventually, but it's still open what Yamateh wants to focus on, and I think that's why we see this opening. He's not sure what he wants to do. He's got a third point to work with now, still not skilling it up. Xtinct, every time he moves, I am following him with bated breath. He catches Hannah Montana. This is going to be another kill. This is absolutely going to be another kill. If he sees him, does he not see him? Does he not care? I'm not sure.
I don't think he sees him.
He had vision, but I don't think he was watching.
Yeah, I don't think he see him. So,
Oh, Ice is going to die. There's Edict on the bottom lane. Ice takes a fall, and meanwhile, there's no return kill. So, Complexity, they strike back. It's now 2-2. Panda is getting a lot of farm, but it's Lone Drew who's leading the board. TC, 25-12. Is a farm Panda enough to justify this?
It's decent because he's a very, very strong mid-game teamfight hero. The blink, the clap, it's going to be big. But here's the thing. Enchantress getting the 2 kill up top. Fluffnstuff getting 2 kill up bottom. I'm going to be on the Fluffnstuff camp here because him hitting level 6 is way more important than Enchantress hitting level 6. And because of that, because there's such a fast TIE Hunter, it puts a lot of pressure. We're going to see a little bit of dive. No, Gale's going to hit. Tower focusing on Fluff. Fluff cannot die here. Reality Riffin. Great stun, but Winter's going to get off the clap. And IX Mike's going to go down for sure. And that's going to put IX Mike, that's going to put Winter to level 6.
Fluff gets caught out. Yamateh, great rotation, gets the pick off. Level 3 Rocket, he did make a selection, then back for level 2 March. So he is maxing March and Rocket, and only getting a single point in laser. Great for the lane control. What a rotation from him. That kill was absolutely crucial, denying the arcane boots for Fluff or the early blink dagger. Also, if he's buying wards, that means he's not going to have it. Here comes Winter. Oh no! Jeyo throws him up in the air. He steals the clap. That cast animation too long. Winter will not get this kill. Maybe could have dropped the ult right away, but that is a lot to spend. And in the end, Jeyo survives. Fluff is Ravage delayed.
Yep, Ravage delayed. The comparison between Enchantress and Tide, and the fact that if Fluff gets a quick Ravage, that means there's so much pressure on Panda as a team fight here. But for now, Jeyo, they want to set up Sun. All they need is a telekinesis. There it is. It's going to toss him on the low ground. We've seen this 1,000 times, it feels like. And yamateh, he could turn around, start rocketing up, but he has no chance. Even clapping use by Jeyo. They're going to grab that kill. Venomancer kicks an Invis on the bot lane. He's going to try to set up something against TC. TC quite frail, not level 6, but he does have the phase boot. TC picks up a TP scroll as well. Not going to be too useful in this lane, but where's the gank from Venomancer? He's not wrapping around on the bot lane.
Oh, bottom lane, mushi gets entangled. TC almost getting the solo kill. Phase boots picked up. It will not be a relic rush this game. It is a more aggressive laning build for him. Wants to zone out the CK, knows if they get a good start. They have so much momentum in the mid game. The big team fight. I like the choice. The pressure will be mounting on this bottom lane. Boots up on the bear as well. And that means CK has to run back to base. How often have we seen a mushi with nothing at the start of the game? This is the worst I've ever seen mushi do. I mean, even beyond this tournament, normally Orange is all about getting two heroes big. That's Mushi and that's Yamateh. Yamateh's getting a decent start, but even for him, it's not that great.
Top lane, Gusha opening up, but he has his ultimate. Do you really want to go at Winter maybe to try to force it out? Do they have smoke ready? No, they don't. I'm not sure what was the plan is. They would not have gotten the kill. Yeah, going back to the Mushi point, I really think it wasn't his individual play. Mostly the fact that there's a lot of gank being tossed on him. Tidehunter was getting quite a bit of kills.
Right.
Also, because Enchantress can't be there to help out.
It's not his play, but my question is this okay for Orange though? 3-second stun, xtinct gets pulled back in. This is going to be a kill. That's 2 earned charges for Mushi. Very easy kill, and I suppose if the TPs continue to be this effective, it will be enough. It was 2 TPs though, which means top lane. Here comes the pressure. Fluff and Hannah working down the tower, or just kidding. They're not working it down. They're running. And xtinct is 6 already at 8 minutes in. This means Imp is going to do massive damage. If he doesn't get focused, and oftentimes Enchantress won't be focused in team fights, that could really catch Complexity by surprise.
Yep, he grabs the Troll Warlord. He's so close to Fluff right now. Oh, but here comes Jeyo. He sees xtinct. He is gonna get focused right here. Look at the damage coming out. She stood no chance. And suddenly, this top tower gotta be somewhat Mushi right now. He has no mana. He has a single earn charge. Does not have the boots to speed. Jeyo walks in like he owns the play, because he does. And where's the push coming out? Ooh, a rare pause coming out from a TI2 group stage.
Yeah, how sweet has it been not to have pauses, not to disrupt the casting momentum? And it is, of course, a technical issue here, so understandable. But, you know, man, it's after casting so many online matches, because, you know, it's not just us who don't, it's not just the viewers who don't like having pauses, guys. As casters, I know a lot of you might sort of blame the organizer, even the casters, and get frustrated because you just want to see the smooth games. We don't like it either. We like having a smooth flow, and, you know, TI2 has been so good.
I forgot what a pause was.
I know, right?
We've been casting like 24 games, and there was like 1 or 2 pauses I remember. Man, this is nice.
And they're all short. Yeah. They're all so short.
Keyboard problem. Hopefully they unplug, plug it back in, and it works. Does it seem like the case? Because it's taking a while. All right, it's a slow start. 4 and 5. Looks like we're ready back. Any favor in terms of who do you think has a slight edge in this game so far?
I think getting up Ravage for Fluff is going to be pretty big if they can find a decent team fight. Orange have a team that want to dive, but Ravage can really punish that. So, for me, keep an eye on Fluff.
Yep, he has a TP score ready, which is going to be big deal here if you're going against a diving Chaos Knight or a diving Venomancer. But here we go on the bot lane, a little bit of action. Perhaps they want to set a gank on TC. TC, look at how fast he phases out. Whew, man, he was running marathon. It was the same bolt there on the bot lane.
Big plays by him. Staying alive there, very important. He's just starting to accumulate gold. 1,000 gold for him. It also means wasted time for Ice, who's only level 4. Really falling behind. Top lane Mushi is going to drop low. One more right click. He will go down. Roar was used. Ravage was not. Definitely worth it. They slow down Mushi even more. Who am I getting slowed down? Hasn't even gotten going yet. Hasn't spent any of his gold. He could have had boots, and Chaos Knight with boots is really fast. I don't know if he would have lived. Might have made a bit of a difference, but here's Ice on the middle lane. He's done some dewarding, thinking about maybe setting up a kill mid. xtinct, great position from him. Another hero without boots. xtinct, impoverished in this game.
I just want to say when the enemy TIE Hunter, who has been played as a support, has higher amount of CS, has higher level than your Chaos Knight, something is really wrong. You talked about Mushi never getting started. I just did a quick comparison to Fluff. Fluff's leading in every single department. He's got more item as well. Look at the arcane boots. He's going to go for a headdress into a pipe, I imagine. If it's a mech, it's not too bad either. These two guys sharing the mana. And getting a little bit blocked here by Fluff. It's going to be Invis getting picked up here by jeyo, though.
I feel like Complexity has not even started to reveal their true potential, and neither is Orange, but coL is so close to doing it already with the Ravage of Chaos Knight. Yes, he's amazing with items. He's amazing when you get the drums, the treads, the vitality booster. So much damage to come from him. It's also the levels Mushi's lacking in. For me, Orange, they have great burst damage potential. They have some really good ganking, but they're not achieving it quickly. And now that Fluff has the Ravage up, now that he's a good level and he's got, Roar top lane, they won ice, there's your Gush, multiple TPs instantly. They will gale him. Do they really want to dive onto Fluff? 1 second stun, pull back into the tower. There's your imps. God, look at those imps, instantly chopping them up. Ice will get the kill in the right place at the right time. Not sure if that's a good trade. Venomancer for a much more farmed Tidehunter. Not a massive loss, though. They don't use a Ravage or anything like that.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's fine for Complexity. Sure, they lost a Tidehunter, but the important thing was him hitting level 6. If he died when he was 4, then that would have been a big deal, but not that case here. On the bot lane, you can see that's Fluff, or excuse me, TC already getting the push going on. It's a Venomancer TPing. Oh, man, that's a brave man. If he got entangled right there, he would have been dead. But this tower, though, not long for life. Gonna get right-click down. Leshrac gets a last hit here. xMike dying a couple of times, but able to get the last hits. So he's gonna at least pick up a boost speed as well as a magic stick and a teleport scroll. There you go. Exactly like mentioned. Back in the mid lane here. It's been a trading of farm for a long time. jeyo able to set up a gank here and there, but really only has a staff of wizards to show for it. How is Tinker doing?
Mushi dropping low. Is there a roar? Is there a ravage? No, the Chaos Bolt was enough to get him out of harm's way. This has been a long time he's had Ravage. It's great that he has it. I would like to see him use it to get a kill or something. If you're a Complexity fan, you gotta wonder, when is Fluff gonna find the opening to drop that ultimate? The longer he goes without doing it, the more heroes like Panda will have opportunity to get a Blink Dagger. Mushi gets caught out. There's still no Ravage. Fluff is really patient with this one.
I think it's fine. I mean, you use it kind of... Ooh, he's gonna toss a center of it. Oh, man, just...
Bottom lane. Ice runs right by xMike and TC. Farming his ancients, but a perfect 2-hero gale. xMike has to TP out. He will live, but barely.
Yeah, I think it's completely fine that Fluff is not using the Ravage. He's going to have it for the major engagement, like a tower push. The fact that you know the enemy team, or the enemy team knows you have the Ravage, also is a significant factor. It's like, they can't be aggressive because you know Fluff has that TP. You know he could go for it. But the team fight will break out now. They don't kill the Panda. And here comes with 2 seconds left. Fluff's got to drop it right now or he's going to die. He's going to die a second time here. Teleport, or not teleport. He's going to try to teleport out. Can he make it? No, he's going to get a stun on. Hannah's going to go down as well. Mushi getting the last hit there. Very nicely done. And he suddenly jumps up ahead in terms of EXP. And the tower is in deny range. What a big win here for Orange, despite having a slow start, despite giving the level 6 to the Tidehunter. Are they not denying this tower? Are they serious?
They might be able to defend it. No, they start to deny, but in comes the bear. They waited too long. It's probably going to be last hit by TC. jeyo explodes xtinct there. He managed to steal something pretty strong. Chaos Bolt, 4-second stun. There's the right click to the entangle. They will kill him. Yamateh really wanted to farm Ancients. He throws in a pair of rockets. That's not enough. And they're going to find his Ancient stack, what's left of it. Uh-oh. This will be a great time to Ravage. Oh, Fluff. He's got the set. There's your Gush. Ravage the
Do it!
Just kill him
Do
now.
it! Yeah! Ravage anchored. That's the kill.
Oh, man. That's worth it. That delays the boots of travel. Yamateh really far off of those. This is one of the slowest starts I've ever seen for a Tinker in this tournament.
Yeah, this dynamic duo, Mushi and Yamateh, is just not having the game. Winter, by the way, is having a game of his life. He's very close to that Blink Dagger. He always plays that kind of awkward hero on the team, jack of all trades. And he's doing pretty well this game. He received the first blood ganks on the top. He was able to TP on the bot to help out the ganks. But he needs that level 11. He needs that couple hundred gold for the Blink. And once that happens, hopefully he could pull his team back, pull his 2 carry player back, because they really need some help.
They definitely do. TC has his Relic up, 3,500 gold on him. He's so close to it. It's not going to be quite as fast as some of the other Relic timings we've seen, but still very fast. And he's got phase boots. He's got some stats on his hero. He's got boots on the bear. Not rushing it. He's invested 2k gold in other items. And now he's still got the relic at a decent time. That means Radiance to follow shortly thereafter. And a very mobile Lone Druid. Not the Radiance rush we saw from MTW, where the Lone Druid was very easily picked off.
Yep, Tinker perhaps in a little bit of trouble. All they really need is a gush, but that margin machine, the layers upon layers, it is so hard to run through. Right now, we are seeing a 9 to 8 kill count, kill lead, disadvantage, whatever you call that. Goal difference, about 3,000, EXP, not too much. Item progression, anything big, 4-star finish on jeyo, and that's it, right? There's nothing big. Let's check out how we're doing on Lone Druid. 3,800 gold. The amount that Lone Druid would always want to be at, and he's got it.
Yeah, that is definitely his favorite number. You don't even have to interview TC to know that.
There you go.
Here we go, push bottom lane. The Edict is going to be going onto the tower. And one thing we haven't talked about is the pushing synergy between this team. The bear to tank the tower. Oh my god! Have you ever seen more TPs? That is some colorful fireworks. Fluff is trapped between the creeps. He will finally get out. jeyo 4-staff in. He can't catch Mushi. He is literally just out of range. If you actually hover over Fateful, or excuse me, Telekinesis, just short. On the high ground lurks Winter with the Blink Dagger, with the Panda ult. They could think about defending this, but it looks like they don't want to. This is going to be a tier 1 forfeited, but Mushi in the middle lane, pushing it out. Not going to get this tier 1, but might be able to do some damage. No, actually, not really.
I'm not
sure. They get a tier 1 for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, there was no exchange.
4 TPs, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 TPs, trace a couple heroes away. I'm not sure if you saw what Xtinct did in the middle of the array of sort of color of the teleport scroll, but there was a centaur, and there was a net. Xtinct micro perfect, netted the chasing Rubik, or was it the Tide, and of course stomp on 4. That was pretty insane micro once his hero's running away. But here comes a tier 2 defend. That matters a little bit more here. TC in the middle, but here comes double damage. 3 seconds stun. Clap. Beastmaster roar. Can Winter get off his ultimate? It's picked up in the air. Chain stun. He does not get off. Fluff. Exclamation when it comes down to that Ravage. You're trying to focus down on it. Mushi comes in right now. Another 3 second stun. Ix might driving away. The splitter is going to get them to kill. This team fight, you talked about it. They might have the Broodmaster, but the Radiant team, they just have way more chain stuns. And they get another team fight victory. Another tower. Complexity very happy as they go off to the Mirrorways to farm, to heal up, whatever they need to do.
When you're up against this much chain stun, you have to blink and immediately ult. I just don't think you can drop the clap. Maybe if you have more backup from your team, if Chaos Knight's already jumped in, if they've used something, if you know something's on cooldown. But if you jump in and you try to clap, that's too greedy. Really too greedy by him. And, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Easier for us to say. I also really have to say, you can see Mushi he's trying to make big plays happen. So aggressive. He had the DD run. He wanted to make something happen for his team. But he's not in a position to do so. And we've seen this a lot for Mouse Sports. And I'd say Orange is very similar. Their team, they rely on aggression, they rely on a good starts and big plays, especially for Mushi and yamateh. And when they don't have it, sometimes you see them just overcommitting, overextending. And Complexity as a team, with their patience, with their poise and coordination, they really know how to punish that.
Right, I mean, if you're used to playing Chaos Knight at the 18th minute with the Vanguard and drums, and all you have is
jeyo
getting caught by 3. He's gonna try to TP out the rocket from as far. Man, that was a far away. Get sniped, and that's going to be fine. But is Orange going to try to push this, or are they going to try to Roshan? They got to get something going their way. Not going to get too much. But going back to my point about Chaos Knight, if you're constantly having a good start, because your team gives you that good start, and it's only a game that you don't have it, you're just not used to playing like that. And he's perhaps overestimating hero, perhaps trying to make those big plays, but whatever the case might be, it's just not working out.
You know, it's the psychology. It really is. It's, you know, he's capable of not playing that way. It's not like he doesn't have the ability to do so. It's just so hard to break the mindset. Fluff gets caught out a long way from home. True support. Tide, he's going to TP out behind the tree. There's the kill, and actually there's no stun.
Yep.
Panda ult will not be used for that, so he was fine, but that was a cute little bit of fog from him. Mech picked up on Fluff. He is really farm, man.
He really is, and I mean, so far in the game, his Ravages has not been too impressive, but to be honest, all he has to do is walk in and be a threat. And now you have to force, I mean, there's, what, 3 melee heroes on the, 2 melee heroes? God, let me count. 1, there's 2 melee heroes on the enemy side, and they gotta just dance around, especially that Chaos Knight. If he runs in, he gets stunned, he gets focused, he's done. Especially, we talked about Mushi all this game. He really needs those items, and he's not getting it. And anytime that he dies, he's not going to get more items. He's going to get less and less.
And there's no easy catch-up for him
Right.
either, which is also something we discussed. He's just a very slow farming hero. The good news for him, or for Mushi, is that Chaos Knight, he can go for really cheap items. He doesn't need a relic. He can get a drum. He can get a vitality booster, BKB. That is, BKB being a bit more expensive, but the cheap items will be easier to come by, and it's a good thing they do, or they are, because he's not getting anything big the way this game's going.
Well, he has added a bracer in the last time I clicked on him. I imagine he's going to go for the drums at this point. Drums is one of the most cost-efficient way to boost yourself as well as your team, and when it comes down to DPS. But perhaps Fluff, he's sitting in the Roshan pit. Do they think they could get it? Let me check out what TC's doing. TC, interestingly, has a Ring of Basalis. I imagine this is going to be a Vlad's build. Vlad's going to be very good. You can see Complexity is actually pressuring very much so. But here comes the March layers.
They're really close to a pipe on Hannah. I think they gotta wait for that. Orange are not going for this Roche anytime soon, but they don't agree. They're gonna force it. Chaos Knight is top. It looks like Orange don't want to fight this, or do they? There's a TP scroll. They could look to fight it. This won't be the fastest Roshan ever, but it is a very slow and steady chase. Yamateh, March Machines will be starting. The air support is coming, and Complexity don't want to take that damage. They will back off. Fluff in the front line. Will they back off? Just maneuvering all over the place, finagling for possession. Rocket spam. Yamateh, you talked about the obnoxiousness and the nuisance that Tinker can be, and we are seeing it right now.
You're winning by a lot, but it's just that positional layer, the rocket spams. Big top lane here, force that forward, telekinesis, what did he steal? Oh, the 3-second stun, looks like Mushi want to fight it out, the mech gets used, Ravage gets used, just to save himself perhaps, Mushi eats a gush, reality riff here from jeyo, and they're gonna get the right click off. And that was a pretty big investment.
Meanwhile, Winter, roar onto him. IX Mike needs that chain stun. Here comes that angry bear. Chops up the panda. Another panda kill. They're not going to be able to use the ult. The Radiance burn starting to tick away, but the March Machines blocking, covering the retreat path. Complexity, they get 2 kills. Will it be enough to go Roshan? With the March spam, I'm just not sure. Is the pipe up on Beastmaster still 450 gold away? But Complexity with the Chaos Knight down, and much more importantly, with the Panda down, that's the big hero who can blink in, try and jack the Aegis, drop the ultimate, be a total nuisance. Will we see an Ice absolutely sick out of his mind, ward deny on the Aegis? Probably not, but a man can dream, right? Roshan's dropping low. This is it, the moment for Yamateh. Is he gonna make it go? Is anybody gonna make a play here? The ward, will it be denied? It will not, but you know he's thinking about it. TC, is he gonna lose this Aegis as fast as he got it? What a lucky regen rune. TC has definitely paid off Ice Frog today. Telekinesis trying to throw him up on the cliff. Not gonna find him. Winter comes in. Will he finally get that damn Panda ult off? He does. They get one, and now the Panda ult feeling like a bit of a waste. We need good micro. Smoke. Great smoke usage by IX Mike. He will escape the Panda ult. The smoke will not be revealed by the Panda ult because those are not heroes. Those are Panda Ancients. So a Panda ult for 1 by Orange, and they give away the Aegis to one Druid. Definitely not worth it.
And that one was basically dead anyways. jeyo got really stunned up, and he was basically dead. So basically for nothing at this point. And now I'm sure the Radiant squad, they could defend this with a lot of confidence. 42-second till the Ravage glyph already used. Perhaps looking for a backstab. Yeah, Fluff says, I'll take on the whole team. Here we go. Gush. Well, no, he misses an Anger Smash. 4 seconds, but here comes a big bad bear. Radiance Bird. If they just get an Entangle hit on Ice, he's gone. But so far, Axe Mike gotta be somewhat careful. Still a couple seconds. Beastmaster Roar. They go right on Yamateh. Focus him down. March Layers no longer. Pulse Nova. Big damage from Axe Mike. 1 Impetus drops him down to half HP. He gets pulled back by Reality. Second Impetus. Third Impetus. He's gonna die here by the buyback here from Tinker. Yeah, Winter does not have the ultimate. Another clap. Winter's gonna get picked off. Lone Tree doing so much damage. So much Radiance burning, so much Entangle, the right clicks in, a Ravage being used, oh, that whiffs big time, man.
And fights to the March.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill Enchantress and live, but the March did him in. Oh man, Fluff has been so patient, and that time, a little too patient with the Ravage there.
I think it just cooled down the moment he got it, and he was spamming perhaps his Ravage hotkey, but Yamateh came on that he bought back in that engagement, so no quick Force Staff. Although he's going to finish it anytime soon. Definitely no quick Hex or anything like that. Item progression on the Dire side is just nothing really good. They had to blink, but it's blink for a long time. Where's that point booster? Where's the drum? There's just no secondary item being picked up on the Panda. Venomancer, don't kid me not. He has nothing. Tinker, CK, CK has held the same brace for years, I feel like. Finally your drum's being finished. And it's only X that's getting a point booster, a bracer to him. It's just not the same same kind of item progression that Radiant has. You know, Pipe being finished soon on Hannah, BKB's up soon on IX-Mike, things of that nature. Yule Scepter finish on jeyo. It's just a different tier of items.
You know, we talked about it. This is an orange lineup, and as well as the team, that they picked an aggressive lineup. They wanted to run an offensive tri-lane. They gave up a first blood early. They never got the wards down. The Enchantress defensive jungled. And in the end, it's Mushi on a hero that can have a big impact, but not with this kind of start. And he's just struggled to ever find his way back into the game. He could still do so. Oh, Ice just gets away. jeyo is looking for the big plays. Can I also point out, jeyo has had such a huge impact in this game. 5-2-5 for his team, setting up pretty much every team fight with the utility build, the 4-staff, as well as the Yule Scepter. Yule Scepter, a great item to have up against Chaos Knight, up against Brewmaster. If they initiate on you, you can always throw yourself up in the air, or throw that hero up in the air to protect your team. So versatile with these items, and really making things happen. He's the playmaker for Complexity in this game, and he's definitely been making those plays.
Yeah, he definitely has the most range on the team, especially with 4-staff, and the fact that he has a Yule Scepter for the plus MS. And also, one thing that I want to mention about the Yule Scepter is when those Chaos Knights, all 4 of them, jump at you, sometimes the only way out is up because you're surrounded from all 4 sides. So it's definitely a good laking item to think about that for now. But here comes the tier 2 push. And TC working on this tower, that 40% demolish damage, it's big game here, or 40%, I was right. And they mow that one down. Do they go on the high ground? They have all the items. Do they have the pipe finish? Quick check, yes they do. They have the mech, they have the pipe, they have the radiance. What are they waiting for?
Not sure. It's just Complexity. They're going to slow roll it, they're going to play it safe. We've seen this before, but in this case, there's no rush. They're not going to lose this if the game goes later. Unless they make mistakes. They can out-farm their opponents. They have, I would say, probably the best carry in the game in the Lone Druid. Tinker can be pretty fearsome if he ever gets up a Scythe of Ice, but he is so far away from that. I would say 10 minutes with the amount of farm he's got to do. Maybe a little bit less, but it's a long way to go. And by that time, TC could have some other big items up. Hyperstone is about to be completed on the Bear. I don't think there's any hurry. I wouldn't mind seeing them end the game while they have the lead. Why wait if you don't need to? But I also, again, Complexity really needs these wins. This group is so tight. It is such a close race that when you have a game more or less in the bag, you don't want to cut holes in that bag. You don't want anything falling out the bottom and that game slipping away from you.
Yeah, also to be fair, it's that difficult to push against a Tinker. I mean, you might have all the items you want, but that March layer, you just have to literally run past it and eat up that damage. Oh, do they see pink? That is xtinct. He's juking up. Oh, he knows. He knows. The Observer providing a sight, of course, a Sanctuary revealing it, and I love it. Do they have a gem? Somebody has a gem, right? No, that was their own sentry. Never mind.
No gem yet. I really would like to see one. I'm glad you brought up Hanama. Perfect carrier for that gem. Even TC could do so with an Aegis. Whoever they want to put it on, they have. For that matter, Fluff could too. Yeah, I think the gem would be a nice pickup for that map control. But to be fair, still aren't really leaving their base that much, and Tinker can always try and bypass the wards with his TP. So maybe it wouldn't be the biggest deal. Would be a nice little investment. Here comes the pipe. A little bit early on the pipe, and a massive wall of wards. The Great Wards Wall of China, or in this case of Malaysia. The defense for Orange, will it be enough? Yeah. So many wards to push this one back, and more importantly, it's that air support.
Oh man, massive TP on the bot lane. Mushi, he gets Cyclone in the air. That's another thing that we did not talk about. Pick up, toss back, worse than Tango, trying to TP out, no, he steals the stun. Oh, that is just a slap in the face.
That's sick, man. jeyo stole that and then cast it, like, even before the steal animation was complete, he's already casting it. Oh my god, that cast was so quick. And he needed to be quick. I think another quarter of a second and that TP goes off and he gets away.
And if 4-staff Yule Scepter does not give you enough range, well, get a Flame Dagger on top of that, jeez. This is initiation range. If jeyo sees a hero, he could get to the hero. That's insane. But here comes a slow Creequilibrium push on the bot lane. They're going to suffer a little bit of damage for now. Complexity says, I want to just go in. There's no CK, only the Tinker March that we have to deal with, as well as some boards. Speaking of Tinker, he's ready.
You know, it's one of these things where, like, you see this all the time from teams. They go one way, then they see Tinker March, they go another way, Tinker March is there to greet them, then they back off. But here's the pipe, cast at the absolute perfect time. Gale is going to hit on the Bear, on multiple heroes, but Complexity is very tanky. stun onto Fluff. There is a mech. There is a pipe. Oh, sorry, pipe was already used. Blink in. There's a Panda ult. Ravage is going to hit on Mushi. That's it. Panda not really affected at all, but the Panda's being right-clicked down. Mushi in the fray. Look at the imp damage onto TC. TC. Now it's Mushi. The entangle. That horse is being destroyed by the bear. The bear finds Winner. Winner gets roared. Winner goes down. March all the while. They get Panda. They bait out the Panda ult, but they need the pipe. They need the mech. They need the bear resummit as well, which is 25 seconds away.
But here's the thing, they got the melee rack, so it's fine. They're gonna now swing up top. Here's a problem with Dire's lineup. They popped the Panda ultimate, but they couldn't kill anything. fluffnstuff was so tank with the map. They had to pipe. Everybody had high regen. So, you know, sure you can have March layer, sure you can have Panda ultimate, but if you don't kill anything, it does not matter. Here comes a pipe, here comes a mech as well. They're trying to focus it down. A lot high set durations that they want. Hannah provides a lot of aura for his team. He cannot die. Slowly running out. It's taking a lot of damage still. And look at everybody so low. Whoever has urn right now, who has an urn? Somebody has an urn. It's Fluff. GG's call. What early GG, but to be honest, they were down on the ropes. They just want to play that game too.
Blink in, there's your clap, throwing him up in the air. Jeyo looking for the opening here. They're going to get Winner. Couple more kills before it's all said and done. Complexity crushing through Orange. Orange just such an aggressive team by nature. Normally it's Orange, especially in this tournament, who are dominating from the word go. But they never got going. The engine for me, the locomotive of this team is Mushi. And Mushi was out of coal, just never had the openings, never had the fuel he needed.
It goes back to that first blood. Or not, the five-man engagement where Enchantress could not place awards. They lost it. They got a couple of kills, and Enchantress did not feel safe walking in jungle. What should have been an offensive tri lane was never there. Mushi sat in a long lane and was not able to be aggressive, was not able to farm, and it was really a downhill road from that point on.
That's going to do it for game number one, guys. I am LD. He's Luminous. Together, we are David and David of dotacommentaries.com. Don't go anywhere. Your final match for the International 2 group stages for day number 2 of 3 coming up momentarily. This one, again, has big playoff implications. Who's going to stay on the top of the group? Who's going to fall behind? Complexity versus Orange, game number 2, coming up soon. Don't go anywhere. You do not want to miss this one.